Right. Good morning. Thanks for having me again this
Good
morning.
morning.
I'm
Yes.
just going to start off by one of the most important segments of the business, and one of the things I find incredibly shocking to me is that the length of time that people have been in business and in this business, and the reality of people not having a system or a process in place with the list of people that they've done business with in the past. Throughout their careers, I've seen agents with 5-year, 10-year, 15-year experience that still haven't done anything in this area that I'm going to share with you today about database and about database marketing. And when I share with you about database, I look at the importance of the database, not considering and minimizing the value of the database, but to look at it and say the value of it is it's actually a list of relationships and people that are important to us, and that it needs to be mined and it needs to be treated, and it should be one of the most precious commodities and one of the most precious things that we have. But I find that habitually we find that agents are just trying to find the next person and the next person and the next person, instead of really taking the time to stop and to look and see how much business and how many people and what we have already in place. So today from our presentation, I'm hoping to be able to maybe just hit home with you the importance of once you get them, and then the importance of what they are to you and your business, and just giving you a system and a process to be able to mine that list of relationships and watch it flourish and watch it really give you some real consistent repeat and referral business moving forward. So I just want to segue and share with you some statistics and some facts that I find are incredibly important. So according to Forrester, one of the local research companies, they say that it costs a real estate professional or a product or a business 5 times more time, money, and effort to acquire a new customer than it does to keep a current one. And I'm sure we've heard that over and over again, that we're spending 5, sometimes I've heard as high as 8 times more time, money, and effort to get a new customer. And once we get them, we're not doing anything to keep them or to foster and nurture that relationship that we have with that existing client that we have in our business and that. So the next statistic I found was Gartner said that according to the Gartner group, that 80% of your future revenue comes from just 20% of your existing customers. So, if you're really fostering and nurturing and adding value to that relationships list that you have, there's a huge component to your business, being that only 20% of your clients can bring you 80% of your future revenue if you do it and you do it well and you treat that list not like a database but like a list of relationships. I use that analogy. You're trying to make those people on your airline feel like they're first class passengers and not coach. And so try to add value to try to make them feel like they're first class passengers on your airline. If you do a good job of that, only 20% it takes of those people that are in your first class section of your airplane will generate you 80% of your business in the future. And then the probability, according to marketing metrics, the probability of selling an existing customer is 70%, versus selling a probability of selling a new customer is 20%. So having a repeat customer referral based business model, there's a 70% chance versus trying to find somebody new that you're trying to convince, and you got a 20% chance of them jumping in on your airplane when you already got them on the airplane. So just some interesting statistics to establish that idea and the value of that existing customer and the amount of time, energy, and effort it takes to get them. And question for you, are you spending just as much time, energy, and effort keeping them as a customer, adding them to the value proposition and making them feel like they're first class passengers on your airline? Or are you just sticking them back by the rear of the plane by the washrooms and they're not really feeling the love once you've got them and once you've had and done that business? And I find that most agents treat their customers like a transaction. Thank you for the business, talk to you later, on to the next one. And so building that process and building that system, we're going to talk about that today. Another fact was 67% of customers said receiving a surprise gift. So if you know the Popeyes or a small gift or a small token of appreciation was the very most important item to them and their customer loyalty. So it took a simple little surprise gift. So it's called a Popeye, or a small item or small thing. It's the thought that counts, not the gift that counts. And that was the important factor to them, 67% of them, to customer loyalty, was just a simple surprise gift. And some agents appreciate their clients and do those things. Some people think that, look at, I'm a professional. I don't need to give gifts because my lawyer doesn't give me a gift. My doctor doesn't give me a gift. I get that. But the crowd, if you look at it, consumers and customers, and saying 67% of them look at loyalty based on whether you gave them a surprise gift. So that Popeye, that little token appreciation is a lot more important than you might have thought moving forward with customer loyalty. Okay. Businesses or services providers who send 2 to 3 communications a month see 3 times more referrals in their business versus them sending no communication. So Spot On says that you just reach out 2-3 times a month and you're going to see a triple, 3 times more referrals coming in for you and your business than if you had sent no communications or if you'd not kept and maintained contact with them. 48% of consumers say that the most critical time to gain their loyalty is when they make that purchase and when they're in the midst of that transaction. So if you're looking for that critical moment in that time, it is right when they're in the midst of that first purchase and that transaction. And it's just the middle of it is when they're most establishing and determining whether they're going to keep that loyalty and maintain loyalty with you right in the midst of that transaction, 50% of that time, okay? Now, another statistic is 72% of marketers, including agents, don't recognize and don't leverage their client referrals. And so that's a huge, huge gap in our business model where 72% of people are missing the opportunity of getting repeat and referral business and leveraging that and not recognizing the importance of that repeat and referral business and that. And so it's a huge, huge gap in a lot of agents' business models. Most business owners and service providers lose 50%. So veteran agents, if you're not showing any love, if you're not showing any contact, any communication, within 5 years, you will lose 50% of your customers just by not having any methodology or any process in place. And it's ironic because you spent so much time, energy, and money getting them, but we won't continue on with that, and we'll lose half of them within a 5-year time period, which is a huge, huge, because there's always someone else or something else. NER stat is that 4 out of 5 would use their same agent again, but they don't because that agent didn't keep in touch, right? It's as simple as just staying in touch. Now, the response rate for this is interesting. How many of us on this call have all of our clients' mobile numbers? Everybody got all their clients' mobile numbers? Just so you know, the response rate for communication by text is 97 to 98% by text response rate. Okay? Emails 22%, phone calls 32%. The number one most important thing that you should have is your client's mobile number. Texting response, you'll get a 98% response versus 32% by a phone call and 22% by an email response rate. So if you're looking for the single most effective communication method and modality of communication and touch with your clients, it is texting. Texting. It's a 98% to 97 to 98% response rate in that. So I just wanted to establish the base of the importance of repeat, the importance of keeping in contact and how to keep contact them, texting being the number one resource, looking at the return on your investment, looking at that leverage, and making sure that I use it, it's like a bag of lemons, that list of relationships, and are you squeezing as much lemonade as possible out of that bag of lemons? Okay? So another statistic is 4 out of 5 customers, we've heard this again, would use their same agent but don't. And now you've heard this universal principle, and it was developed by a gentleman by the name of Robert Dunbar. And he said that it's not about the one person that's in the database, it's about the other, on average, 150. The rule of 150 is 1 equals 150. So when you add a new person to your database and you meet somebody and they're on your list of relationships, you didn't just add 1 today, you added another 150. If you know how to work that system. And the reality is that you don't want to lose that client now after you've done a business with them, because it's not about that one person that you have in your database. It's about being invited in and knowing and being referred and recommended and insisted to the other 150 people that one person knows. So understanding and respecting that universal principle of the rule of 150 and understanding that it's not 1 equals 1, it's 1 equals 150. Okay, and that's huge, 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 huge. Now, last question, which it just boggles my mind. There's a statistic out there that, and think about this. You all have a business, you all have a product, you all have a service that you're huge fans of, huge fans of. So I'll use the analogy, I'm a big fan of Under Armour. So that type of product or service or business in that, if you're a fan of that, can anybody guess how many times you would allow that product that you're a huge fan of or business or service to communicate and reach out with you different ways on a monthly basis until you get upset or you feel like you're bothered? Anybody guess how many times the number is until an actual fan of a product, service, or company would be upset and bothered if they bother them more than how many times a month? Anybody guess that number is?
30.
Not quite. That's a little on the high side. So they said it's actually 13 times. So if you look at it and you're a fan of a product and service, go back and look in your emails. Go back and look at your communication. Look at products and services. You may not notice it, but that company, that product, that service may be communicating and reaching out to you multiple times during the month. The statistics say that you will not be offended and you will not delete them or disconnect with them unless it's at least 13 times in a month. Now, I don't know of any agent in the industry in North America that's connecting and communicating with their previous clients in their previous database 13 times a month. So what I'm here today to tell you is that we're going to try and focus on building a process and a system and build something that's maybe 2-3 times a month. And we're not even going to get to that 13 times a month. But I know that the number of times that you touch and add value and reach out will equate to the number of repeat and referral businesses that you have, okay? So pure and simple, if you build it, the business will come. If you take the time. Now, here's the most important thing, and I understand that this is right up there for some of us like a root canal, okay? That the time to assemble the list of relationships, to actually assemble it and put it together. So I'm going to ask you to collect a first and last name, a mailing address, an email address, a mobile number, their date of birth, and their house anniversary purchase date. If you could put those 6 things together and assemble those things for every past, repeat, referral, anybody you've done business with, and assemble it, that's how we have to start and take that time to assemble it, okay? So I'm going to send you guys and include a list of memory jogging questions. So I've assembled a list here of 150 memory jogging questions of people that will tweak your memory on people that need to be in your list of relationships, okay? So it's questions like members of your family, who's your accountant, who's your mechanic, questions like that. I'd ask you to start by going through the list of 150 questions to start assembling it first, okay? Again, once you're going through this, you're looking to assemble the first and last name, mailing address, email address, their mobile number, their date of birth so you can honor their birth dates, and their house or anniversary purchase date so you can honor that date as well. Car industry does a phenomenal job of honoring us on our anniversary dates of our vehicle purchases, and I think it's important that we honor our anniversary dates of our clients buying and selling of their homes with us as well. So we're going to start off assembling it and starting off with this 150 question memory jogging list. And these are 150 questions that'll help you get things started. That'll be the first step in assembly, will be to start with these 150 questions. Okay. Step 2 is to go to the following sources and the following resources to build it. So I'm going to go to next, go onto your mobile devices and go into your phone contacts and start going through that and assembling and continuing to add these people to your relationships list from your mobile devices and your phone contacts, okay? That's your source number 2. Source number 1 is 150 questions. Source number 2 will be your mobile phone accounts. Source number 3 will go to all your email accounts. I don't know about you, but I have multiple email accounts. I have Gmail accounts. I have Hotmail accounts and things like that. So I would go to those accounts, look at your sent box, look at your inbox, look at your contact box, look at your delete box. Just go there and use that as a reference source to go, oh yeah, I got to get that person on. Oh yeah, I want to do business with that person. Oh yeah. And so you're just going through these sources and identifying people that you got to get into that system and you got to get into that program, okay? So source number 1, 150. Source number 2, mobiles, contacts. Source number 3, your email accounts, okay? Source number 4 is going through all your past client files, going through all your past deals. Your brokers might hate me right now, but if you can go to them and see if they have an accounting software that tracks all your past clients and see if you can get all the names and information and address and things like that from your brokers and from your brokerages and from your offices and see if you didn't keep track of it, versus you having to go through all your file boxes that are sitting in the garage and going through them one at a time. So old school method is to go through those file boxes one at a time and go through those files and make sure everything's current and put into your list of relationships. Another methodology that might be good is to see if your broker is keeping records of those, and they might have an accountant system that might have reference to those names and those addresses and the properties, okay? So that's the next source, and source number 4 is your past client files, or try your broker, okay? Last one is anybody that you have in your social media contacts, in your social media. So anybody on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you're out social media-wise, go and see if there's anybody there that needs to be added into that system, okay? Now, the next question I'm going to answer is once I've assembled this and gone through these different sources, where do I put it, okay? So I'm going to tell you all that I would put it all into a master list and put it into Excel. And here's why I recommend you putting it into Excel. Excel, I know, is the one program that is universal for any contact management, any CRM system in the universe, real estate related, that it will mail merge with Excel. Okay, so your master list can be mail merged into any contact management system, real estate related system in that CRM system from Excel. All right, now, if you're unhappy with that CRM system, if you have your master list in your Excel, you're now able to easily, seamlessly transfer from an old CRM to a new CRM and a real estate CRM if you're not happy, but you can't do that because they've sneakily done it so that CRM systems won't merge with other CRM systems. But if you keep your master list in Excel, you can merge and switch over and change any contact CRM system in real estate if you want to change and you're not happy with the existing one. Okay, so looking at the assembly process, looking at the facts, looking at what I'm wanting you to collect and where to collect it and all your different sources. Any questions or any thoughts or comments moving forward before we go on to the next section? So the assembly process is the first process. It is the most painful process. So for those of you that are like myself, and we have an attention span of about 18 minutes, I'm going to tell you to work at this at 18 minutes at a time, 18 minutes a day, and just come back to it and chip away. Come back to it, chip away. Don't spend a long time doing this. If you're having a good day and you're on a roll, then keep rolling with it, but come back to it and chip away, come back to it, chip away, because this is going to be the heavy lifting part and the hard part. But I can tell you, there's nothing else in this industry that will give you an annual return of 15 to 22% than this database and this database system. 15 to 22% annual RUI if you would just take the time to build it and do that. Any questions, comments, thoughts, or things that I can share with you guys moving forward before we go?
No.
We're good.
Well,
so that's the assembly. Build it, they will come. Now, what do we do? How do we do it? What are we going to do for touches and that? So I've built a program here, and I'll share the slide deck that shows you that anywhere between 28 to 30, so 2 to 3 touches, 28 to 36 touches a year will return an investment for an agent 15 to 22%. It's been proven, it's been executed. There's no reinventing the wheel here. This list of activities and these items are the things that you need to do that will generate a 15 to 22% return on repeat, referral, business, and give you that mining process and that return on investment so that the calls and the leads just keep coming in. Okay, so activity number 1. Yes, the 80s called Wade. They want their real estate newsletter back, but old school newsletters and sending stuff and mailing something has become a Forbes top 10 marketing piece again, because we're getting to the point in a society where we don't get any mail anymore. So when I get mail to me and it's personal mail, I'll open it, I'll read it. So I'm going to share with you guys that going back to, yes, the newsletters and sending hard copy, that's working again, because we're not getting anything new, and we're not taking the time to get anything in the mail and that. So when we do get something, we're reading it, we're going through it, and it's getting open and it's getting read. Okay, so that's touch number 1. Touch number 2 would be a digital format. But I don't know about you guys, but the digital format, I get a ton of email every single day. And there's probably some really good stuff in that I'll put in a saved important file. And I'm not going to lie to you, how many of us put stuff in saved important files and never go back and ever read it, and it's in there, or you just delete it and it's good stuff, right? So the electronic side of things, I'm going to say is they're overwhelmed with the electronic side of things. Go back to old school and mail them something. Send them something. They'll open it. They'll read it. It'll be top of mind, right? I'm not trying to bug them. I'm just trying to be top of mind. Okay? And when you're in there and you're doing stuff mailing wise, keep in mind that you want to put stuff in there that adds value. So what I did in mine was I had a spotlight voucher for a discount to a restaurant, or a spotlight discount to a dry cleaner, or every month that I mailed something, I added in a discount voucher, adding value, so that it wasn't just a plain Jane newsletter. It was something that was added value to them that they could use. For example, home show tickets or vouchers or things like that. So keep in mind to make sure that there's a value added piece in that mailing piece, so that it's not just becoming that generic newsletter. Okay. Electronically works great. Again, it's overdone, I think, but I mean, it's just, again, if they can see me, it's top of mind, top of mind, top of mind. Another item is doing an annual market evaluation. So unsolicited, take the liberty to do a market analysis for them. I find that most of my coaching clients, I ask them to take the January and February and March months when we're slower and do complimentary evaluations. You put them together. You don't tell them what it's worth. You just put the comps in and you give them enough taste of what they can figure out what it is. And then when they call you, you say, hey, Wade, I noticed you didn't tell us what our house was worth. And I'll say, yeah, I know for legal purposes, I got to see it. And so it's actually triggering people that are interested to call me from my complimentary market evaluations. And I think it's our responsibility every year to provide them with a snapshot of what their property values are worth and the comparables and that. And those always lead to possible listing appointments and possible appointments to get together and see their homes. Okay. I do birthday cards. I do anniversary cards. I use a company called sendoutcards.com. I don't get any kickback or affiliate for that, but it's real simple. I can put in the client's information and get a birthday card. They will actually literally scan my handwriting so that the handwriting of the card is in my handwriting. They'll print them out. I can add, just a shout out, they have incredibly tasty $5 brownies that you can add for a little gift as well and have that sent. And I'll do that for my clients' birthdays, and I'll do that for my clients' house anniversary, annual anniversaries, and a little token of my appreciation, top of mind. And that, to buy me time, is leveraged with Send Out Cards, and it's just done and it's taken care of. And it's a dollar and some for each card, and it's maybe a $5 increase if I want to send their chocolate brownies on top of that. Okay. The next thing I'll do is I know that most of my clients and a ton of my clients they know services and businesses and service providers. So I put together my annual directory of businesses and services in my recommended referred business directory and I'll put a hard copy directory out for my clients every year and have that delivered out as my January gift and send it out to them in the new year of here's my 2018, here's my 2019 preferred. And then my clients say, hey, I got a friend that owns this business and can you put them in, or this referral and this and that. And my whole service directory is all built by referral only and recommendation only. So service directory is another great value added of their B2B component, not the business to business component, not just the people to people component. Next item would be a pop-by. So I'll do a spring pop-by gift, a summer pop-by gift, and a fall pop-by gift. My favorite gift in the summer is doing the tri-pack, the ketchup, mustard, and relish. I'll put together a sticker that says, just wanted to catch up, let you know that I relish your real estate referrals and not all agents cut the mustard. And so I will deliver those tri-packs and do the barbecue tri-pack, and I'll deliver them to their workplace. I repeat, deliver them to their workplace. They're going to be like, hey, who was that? Oh, that was Wade. And that was our agent. And that was just because. And they're like, are you kidding me? I didn't even get a thank you card from my agent. And that guy just pops by your place of work and brings you a barbecue tri-pack just because. And how cool is that? So I want my marketing piece, my Popeye piece, to go viral. And they're going to laugh at that token, that little tag that I've attached to their tri-pack. And they're going to ask who that was and why it was for and that. Okay. So another Popeye opportunity for us to reach out and add value. Another item is on social media. I think that the most important thing for me to do is to show people I care on social media. Carnegie says people don't care what I know until I know that they care, that I care. So on social media, guys, I will focus on sharing other people's content, not focusing on posting my own content. I will focus on messaging them. Hey, how are you doing? How's the family? How's the kids? How's work? I'll message them, I'll share their stuff, and I'll comment on their stuff. My focus is to show them that it's about them on social media and not about me. So I think the single most important activities on social media are messaging people, commenting on people's content, and sharing people's content. That's my personal opinion. Carnegie says, I don't care what they know until I know they care. I can show people I care about them on social media by messaging, commenting, and sharing their posts. Another touch is I'll do a quick market snapshot. So this could be a market snapshot. Statistics is just a quick report on what's happening on the marketplace each and every month to my clientele. Another way to touch base with them. Another thing is to do an annual client event. So I'll do a movie event or a baseball game or a barbecue or a home show tickets, or I'm going to do some event where I'm a bowling party where I'm going to get all my tribe and all my people together. And if you have a big database, then maybe you have to do 2 events. That would be awesome. But I want to show my appreciation, and I want them to come together as a family and as a unit and share a moment and do an event together as a touch on the annual basis. Okay? Next item I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the phone. Yes, I just said that. Your phone makes incoming and outgoing calls. I know it's an anomaly, and most people don't know that, but I'm going to make an outgoing call. Guys, there's a great book called The Generosity Factor. It's written by Ken Blanchard. Ken Blanchard said that the most generous thing and the most special gift that any agent can give is the gift of their time. Pick up the phone. How you doing? What's happening? What's going on? Hey, good to talk to you. I'm so sorry. It's been 5 years since I called you and connected with you. I'm such a heathen, right? Like get it out of the way in that and give them the gift of your time and pick up the phone and call them. So call them, even text them, and touch base with them. Okay? So quick messaging is a text a couple times a year and a phone call a couple times a year. Last but not least, my favorite touch is this. It's the 1 day, 1 week, 1 month call. When they move in on closing day, I'm going to call them first day check-in, first week check-in, first month check-in. Guys, which one are they going to be wowed and awed on? The first day, the first week, or the first month?
First month.
First month. They're going to be like, I can't believe you called. And so when anything goes wrong or they need help with something on their properties, it's usually in the first month. First day, they're like, hey, thanks for calling, Wade. We're up to it in boxes that. And I'm just checking in. First week, we're still the same situation, but thank you for calling. First month, they're going to be, wow, thank you so much for checking in. And then I'll offer to maybe come by and pick up some garbage or pick up some moving boxes or moving paper or things like that. And maybe the garage door opener is not working, and I'll send one of my trades guys by to fix it after the first month. It's important to understand the power is in the 1 month, not the 1 day, the 1 week. And so I want to wow and awe them and make that 1 day, 1 week, 1 month call with all of my closings and all of my people when they're moving in. Okay? All right. So this is a sample of a calendar. So I'm going to ask you to assemble all the people. Then you're going to figure out what it is that you're going to do. And then you're going to put it into a calendar. So in January, you're going to do your service directories and you're going to say Happy New Year and thanks for your support last year. In February, you're going to do your complimentary evaluations and a market update. In spring and March, you're going to do your pop-bys and some handwritten notes. In April, you might do a client party. You might do some calls. You might do some texts. You might honor them on Mother's Day in May. You might honor them on Father's Day in June. You might do a summer pop-by with the ketchup, mustard, and relish now that you love it so much on this call. All right? You're going to do a client barbecue in August. You're going to do more CMAs again in the second half of the year in September, and maybe you're doing your texts now. October, you might send them to a home show, tickets and to a fall event. You might do a client seminar, not real estate related, but just a seminar on health or wealth or something on that. And then in December, you do your Santa visits where you actually physically go see them. One of my legends and mentors, Bob Wolf, every Christmas time, a week before Christmas, December 15th, he would spend, yes, I know, he'll spend $200 and send Christmas flower bouquets to all of his best clients the week before Christmas. Okay? What do you think the impact of a bouquet of flowers delivered to your client's home the week before Christmas when they have everybody coming to their home? What are they going to say? What are they going to do? Oh, that's my realtor Wade. That's right. This is what he did. And that bouquet at $150, $200 is going to pop. Believe me. right? And they're going to look at it during the holiday season. They're going to revel in its beauty and that, and they're going to be top of mind, and you're going to be top of mind during that whole holiday season, and they're going to be telling your story. One of my favorite things is that if people aren't telling your story, then you're not getting that repeat and referral business. They need to be telling your story. So my question for you today is, these activities are ways in which you can create your story. Are there enough people out there telling your story, and are you creating those story moments? Okay, right? So
Great.
track those events, you track those activities, you calendar them, you commit to them, all right, and you put the offer, you put this system into place. Again, 15 to 22% annual return on investment on a process and a program like this. Does it take work? Yes. But I don't know of anything else that you can convert 15 to 22% in any activity in real estate better than this, you guys. Better than this. All right? So here's my action steps, okay? And here's the benefits to this. 22% return. Never underestimate the power of the universal principle, 1 equals 150, guys. Okay? Statistics also say that for one person in your relationships list, it is a guaranteed 1,000 annual GCI income. Right? So for every raving fan of you have in your business, it's $1,000 of annual GCI. You want to make $1 million, you need 100,000 people, right? To be able to do that, or you need 1,000 people to generate that money, okay, to get your $1 million, okay? 5 times more money, time, and effort getting them and keeping them. Don't lose them. Don't lose 50% of your database in 5 years. We're in the relationships business, okay? It's who we are. We do people, we do relationships. That's why this system resonates with us. This is why it's so powerful. Okay? And remember, the universal law of reciprocity, if you give, you will receive. Okay? You don't do it because of that. You do it because it gives you joy to give it, and you know that that universal principle of the 1 equals 150, you're going to get back ultimately. Sooner or later, you'll get something back in return. Okay? So our action steps today. So I want us to take action. I want us to implement and execute. Don't let this information just sit there and not go into the next step. Okay? So step number 1, guys, get out there and assemble your databases. Collect those names, collect those emails, collect those addresses, collect those mobile numbers. Get it and assemble it, build it. It will come. Step 2, put it into Excel, create that master file. Okay? Step 3, mail merge it into a real estate seminar, or CRM, sorry, contact management system. Okay? Now, I'm not even going to go off on the CRM. The contact management system, the one that you use, is the best system. Just use one. Don't get overthinking about what CRM system is better than the other in that. Just use one. If you look at this process in this system, all you need is something simple to track and measure and figure out the activities in calendar and get it out to them, okay? Right? So assemble it, put it into Excel, merge it into a CRM system. Schedule it and calendar it. Get it all put into place over the year. Implement it and execute the touches, and wait and watch for the repeat and referral business to come. 15 to 22% return on your investment, guys, right? Let's get out there. Let's build that system and do that. And let's be honest with ourselves, right? When's the last time we picked up the phone? When's the last time we texted somebody? When's the last time, if and when we ever had a client party? When have you just dropped off a ketchup, mustard, and relish pack just because to one of your clients at their workplaces and that? Guys, this is the stuff that creates stories about you and your business. This is the stuff that gets you repeat and referral business. Any questions, comments, feedback, insight on today's content, you guys? I hope I've encouraged you and think about it. Could you all be doing a better job of this system?
Good job, Wade.
All right, right. So I'm gonna leave it with you guys. Don't let this nugget just go to the shelf and don't say, "Oh, that was a great seminar and super motivation." Do yourself a favor. Don't do me a favor, guys. Go implement and execute. Do this stuff. This is the single most highest ROI process and activity. I'm going to send you the slide decks. I'm going to send you the 150 questions. I'm going to leave it up to you guys to commit to yourselves to go after that database, go after that. Yes, you probably have to ask for forgiveness and apologize because you've been a heathen and you haven't talked to people for years. Shame on you, but get over that, right? Just get off that sympathy train and apologize to them and say, "I'm so sorry," and moving forward, it's not going to happen. And share them the new exciting client relationship program that you have in place, and you're going to become clients for life, and they're going to be raving fans of you and your business and send you more repeat referral business. Okay, guys? Questions?
Thanks, Wade.
We're good? Awesome.
Comments? No, great job. Everyone's happy.
All right,
Thanks.
guys. I'll send you the slide deck. I'll send the information that. Happy hunting out there. Get out and put this system into place and make some referrals and repeat business. Okay, guys? Have an awesome
Thanks, Wade.
Okay, guys.
All right.
Best.
Bye-bye. Bye. Yeah, so Wade.